All right, all right. We all know that story. We all know that tune. What's happening, patrons and everybody else around the world? Special little clip we're going to do today. It is Wednesday. Um, it's an off Wednesday, but it's not off because we're gonna do a cool little reveal clip with our good friend Devin from DTFN Vinyl Distro. Let's bring him on. Let's see what's going on. What's up?
How's it going, Drew?
It's going great. It's good on this Wednesday. How's things in Fargo, North Dakota?
The sun is finally shining. The snow is finally melting. And I know that because my carpet downstairs is wet.
Oh. Ah, yes. Living in a house.
Yes. Home ownership is, it's got its ups and its downs.
Can't say I miss it, bro. Can't say I miss it at all. I owned a house for a couple years in Vermont, and I'm happy living in a fucking doorman building now in Manhattan. But that's just me.
I miss living in a condo where everything was taken care of.
That's right.
I miss that.
So there seems to have been a big excursion and a big record buy for the store. Tell us about it.
All right. Well, first, we are still going through that one collection of rarities, and I've got some stuff from that. And
Okay.
the other, we bought 8 boxes of like classic rock vinyl with some weird stuff in there. And surprise, I threw another record on, but this one's already dipped.
So I guess regionally, since you're in Fargo, North Dakota, do you think any of the records you're about to show us have any sort of regional significance?
I don't know if they
like what I'm saying is when you were looking at this like big find, is it pertain to that region per se, or is it sort of like just could have been anywhere?
It was more like I looked at it and went, "Holy hell! I can't believe I found all these in a collection."
That's awesome.
That's all. Like no regional thing. It was just like, I can't believe I found these.
And
what are these doing in the state of North Dakota?
And where did this come from?
One collection came from a woman that was moving to California and needed to get rid of everything right now.
Wow.
One collection came from a record collector that is retiring and moving to Arizona. And he wanted to get rid of everything right now.
Wow.
So it was just
cool.
They kind of fell into our laps and we were their first choice.
All right, let's see what you got.
All right, so this first one is dead from my man Greg. The Muppets with John Denver, Christmas.
Wow.
He has been asking me about it for 2 years. My wife pulled it out of the 3rd box just on her first try. So found it, Greg.
Is this a landmark record?
I don't know if you call it a landmark record.
I want to look it up
for me because I never thought I'd see one. And he never thought he'd see one. And the minute I found it, I had to like find his new phone number, find everything about, this friend that I had lost touch with. And I was like, Greg, you got to come in. I found it.
Hold on. I'm looking up that record right now. It's from a 1979 Christmas television show. And let's see. Doesn't say, well, Frank, the typical suspects, Jim Henson, Frank Oz. It doesn't say how it did. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if like that record went gold. You know what I mean?
I bet it went gold because it was a Christmas record and because John Denver was fairly popular at that time.
Wow, I'm looking at the musicians. Hal Blaine on drums, James Burton on acoustic and electric guitar, Ray Charles vocal arranger. Wow.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Wow.
No shit. Ooh. All right. That's a good one, bro.
So next, This one is for all my SCTV fans and all the viewers in Canada. You better know what this is.
Oh yeah. I even know what that is, bro.
Yes.
I
Come
mean,
on,
you
we've
know
all
what?
seen
I
Strange
think
Brew.
I went to. I think they did a movie. I think I
Strange
went.
Brew.
What's it called?
Strange Brew.
I went to the movies and saw that. That's let me look that up. Bob and Doug McKenzie's Strange Brew, right?
Yep.
Are they still around?
Rick Moranis is kind of doing his own thing. I don't know what the other guy's
Oh
doing.
yeah, that's Rick Moranis.
Yeah. The
Right.
gatekeeper.
Right. Bob and Doug, yeah, the Great White North. Yeah. Wow. Here, Bob and Doug McKenzie. Oh yeah, of course. When did these guys break out with this? Originally 1980.
I thought it was 79.
And which that album is Strange Brew, right?
This album, I think, is like part of Strange Brew or part of the SCTV sketches.
Huh.
So I think this is like the Great White North sketches from SCTV.
Yeah. It's the Great White North, 1981.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's basically like, I'm sure there's the sketch about, putting the baby mouse in the stubby bottle.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is, someone's going to pick this up and be very happy. I mean, the Canadian
the song Takeoff, identified on the album as the hit single section, features guest vocalist Geddy Lee of Rush, an elementary schoolmate of Rick Moranis. What?
Now that is shocking.
Yeah, huh? It was a hit, peaking at number 16 on the Billboard singles chart in March, 5 spots higher than Rush's then most popular U.S. song "New World Man," which had reached.
Really?
Yeah. That's fucking wild.
I'm getting schooled today.
Yeah, that record won Juno Award for Best Comedy of the Year, and it was nominated for a Grammy for Best Comedy Album, but lost to Richard Pryor Live at the Sunset Strip.
Okay, you can't beat Richard Pryor.
Yeah, fucking Richard Pryor, man.
So all right, here's another one.
But one last thing on that. I remember we went to the movies and saw that movie. It was like we went to the movies and saw the Jerky Boys movie. It was like one of those
that movie ruled.
Yeah, it was actually the Jerky Boys movie was kind of good.
I liked it.
Yeah, it was kind of good. Yeah.
All right. Speaking of movies, here's a soundtrack of a pure, well, we call it a streamer now, but back in the day, pure renter. District 9 original soundtrack.
Ooh.
This movie was what it was, and it wasn't bad, but I never knew they even made a soundtrack for it. And it's just got all kinds of like sound effects and things like that on it. I think this is a waxwork, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
But it is the deluxe expanded edition.
Yeah, that's the movie that what's his Neil Blomkamp directed.
Yes.
Yeah, he's an interesting director because what did I just see? I just saw something he directed. What did I just see? Oh yeah. What did I just? Well, I saw Chappie. Did you see Chappie?
I didn't see Chappie yet.
Chappie was similar. He hasn't done much. He did District 9. Oh, I know what it is that I just saw. Wait, that he's involved with. That Oates Studio. You know what that is?
No.
Oates Studios I think it's on Netflix. It's like an umbrella. It's his company, and it's all these like weird, quirky little sci-fi films on Netflix right now. There's like 10 of them. Some of them run 3 minutes, some of them 5 minutes. All these like really weird, bizarre, like sci-fi-ish films. So that's like his thing, Oates Films. I by the way, any sci-fi fans out there, check this out. It's called Oates Films. I think it's either Netflix or Amazon. I watched all of them. 5 to 10 minute like sci-fi, and a couple of them are really good.
Well, see, District 9, had it been given, I think if that movie would have been a half an hour longer and had a little bit more story, that would have been a much better film. I felt like there was pieces missing.
Well, it was. I mean, obviously, it was really like an echo of what was happening in South Africa, right? Because the director is from South Africa. I think he was born in Johannesburg, and so it was really sort of like a thinly veiled, apartheid. It was good. It was
good.
Yeah.
But next, this one's a real treat right here. This is a record I thought I'd never see in my life physically. Johnny Cash at Folsom Prison.
Is that an original?
I believe it's an original or like the second press.
I hear that train a coming, of course. I mean, that's the one that set it off, man. That because I think he did a couple of records, but I think that's the first one. Of course, that set off. That's iconic, bro. Let me look that up. Johnny Cash at Folsom Prison. Yeah, a 1968 live album. Yep. After his song Folsom Prison Blues. I want to see how. Yo, that record went 3 times platinum, bro.
I believe it.
3 times platinum in the States, gold in the UK, gold in Ireland, and platinum in Canada. It was the #1 country album.
I believe it.
Carl Perkins plays on that.
Folsom Prison Blues was one of the songs my dad used to sing to me as a bedtime song.
Yeah.
But just again, one I thought I'd never see. This one's a little more.
Do you know? Wait, hold on. Do you know that? Do you know the story that I'm just looking up to see if this is true? Is that a couple people in the audience, including I think Merle Haggard, was in the audience, and it like inspired him to give a go at being a country star or a music.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's. Yeah, I'm trying to hold on. Yeah, Folsom. Yeah, I don't know if it was that one, but as folklore would have it, I think Merle Haggard was in the audience. Oh, here it is. Wait, oh no. Hold on. All right, I cannot get confirmation on that.
So it's one of those possibilities, but you never know.
I hold on. Let me Google it a little bit more. Let's see. Okay, here you go. And I quote, the first time I ever saw you perform, it was at San Quentin, Merle Haggard said, to which Johnny Cash replied, quote, I don't remember you being in that show, Merle. Quote, I was in the audience, Johnny. Haggard said. It proved a watershed moment for Haggard, who hadn't widely discussed his criminal past. Did Merle Haggard see Johnny Cash at Folsom? While Cash didn't record his famed prison shows at Folsom and San Quentin until the late 60s, he really did tour prisons as early as the late 50s. The typical story going around is that Merle Haggard saw him in early 1958. Yeah, so there you go.
All right.
He wasn't at that show, but he was incarcerated and did see Johnny Cash play.
He was at one of the Johnny Cash prison shows. That's
pretty rad.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it is.
So here's one that's a little more common and themed more with the show.
Oh, wow.
I love this record. I think this is Terror's. It's going to be a bold statement, but I think it's Terror's best record.
Is that right?
I think it's Terror's best record. I love the last one, Pain into Power, but I think this is their best. And this is the one that's printed on the milky clear with black and white splatter. I don't know how many of these they pressed. I want to say it was 500 to 1,000.
I'm trying to look it up. Now, Total Retaliation is a fairly new record. It was put out in 2018.
Yeah.
Actually, excuse me. I think it's the last studio record they did.
No, they did Pain into Power recently.
Okay.
Well, maybe that counts as an EP because it's only 15 minutes.
Yeah. They're counting as an EP.
Okay.
This Total Retaliation they're counting as the 7th studio album by American beatdown hardcore band Terror.
And it's one thing to own such a great record like this, but to own such a great version as well.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know. I love this record. I love the hip hop intermission. All the songs on it are great. The intro of this record just blows me away every time. Just that
they're a hard work. They're a hard working. They worked hard to get where they are, man.
They did.
They really put in the time. Yeah, for sure. Yep.
But that's another gem. And here is a band. I did not enjoy this band until this record.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I love this record. My friend Mark turned me on to this record. And this is the limited splatter edition, which apparently is very rare.
I'm surprised who had these records? That girl had the records?
That girl had these records.
Yeah, these real punk ones?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what that is what is that? Chaos Sound? What is that record?
The Casualties, Written in Blood.
Written in Blood. Why am I not seeing
that was the first one where George had stepped down from singing and they got the singer from the Crumb Bums.
The Casualties. What year is that?
Oh, let's see.
Oh, Written in Blood. I see it. Excuse me. I see it. My bad. 2018. Right. Yeah, George stepped down. Right, and they got a different singer. Yeah, George sort of, I guess, got himself into some hot water or something.
I did not know what went down with that. All I
don't really know. I don't really know either. Yeah,
but this record, writing, musicianship,
is that right?
Everything about it, excellent record, excellent punk record. I would say if you're looking to get into the Casualties, start here. This one. If you're looking to buy just one Casualties record,
buy it from me.
Buy it from me. Buy mine.
And what's interesting too is you're recommending like their latest album with the new singer, which is kind of cool. Which says that they're keeping it going and they're staying true to what they do.
Yeah, and I mean, they're keeping it true with the lyrics. They're keeping it true with the sound. And I gotta say, I like this new singer better. Not often does a new singer step in.
Yeah.
And he does a better job than the old one. That's very rare.
Very true.
But I mean, that's just my personal opinion. I know a lot of people like George's singing. I've seen George play live. I think he does a great job, but this record blew me away.
I have never seen the Casualties.
Really?
Or at least I'm not remembering it. I mean, because in the 90s, there was a lot going on here in New York. I went to a lot of shows. When I was singing for Antidote, we played a lot of shows. We played a lot of squat shows here and benefits. So, but I just don't recall seeing them. Things were a little more segregated here. We've talked about this. In the 90s, it was like there was that Casualties kind of punk scene here in New York, and then there was like the hardcore scene. They were a bit separated. Like punk kids didn't go to the Casualties shows, and punk kids didn't come to the hardcore shows, and like real New York hardcore kids weren't going to Casualties shows.
Well, I remember like back in high school, punk kids and metalheads wouldn't even talk to each other.
Yeah, of course.
They would just not talk to each other, which
Well,
was ridiculous.
I'm a little older than you,
Yeah.
and I remember when it was rock kids and disco kids, and
Ooh.
Steve Blush just put a book out. Where is it? I actually have where's that? I have a screenshot. It's called wait, hold on, I gotta find this because it's cool. It's called something about disco, and he interviewed me for it. Find this fucking thing. What the name of the book is? Yeah, Steve Blush, who put out the book American Hardcore and all that. You know,
Nice.
When Rock Met Disco. Here it is. I'll put it up. I'll show you. Hold on. Let me just crop this photo. Yeah, it's out now, and he interviewed me for it. I haven't seen the book. He's sending it to me, but he interviewed me for it because I remember, I went to public school here in New York, so I was like in junior high school, in the late '70s, when the disco thing was happening, and you had like, the rock people versus the disco people, It was pretty rad. I mean, there was definitely fisticuffs, Okay, here it is. Here's Steve Blush with his new book, When Rock Met Disco. There it is.
I got to check this book out.
Yeah. When Rock Met Disco. Yep. All right. What else? What's next on our tour?
So this is my final record. This is a soundtrack for one of my favorite action movies of all time from the 80s. John Carpenter did the music, and this is a shout out to all you guys in New York.
Oh, wow. Snake Plissken.
Wow. Was the joke in this one, I thought it was your other eye, or I thought you were taller?
I thought you were dead. Isn't that the line?
I thought you were dead. That's right.
Yeah, Snake Plissken. I thought you were dead. Wow. Well, that's like, I don't want to throw the word iconic around, but John Carpenter's soundtracks, right? Halloween and Escape from New York, Do you know who? Did you see? You know who I was with last night?
Who were you with last night?
I posted it on my social media. I got to find it now.
I might have missed it because I've been super busy, like redoing parts of the store.
I'm gonna find it. Hold on. I was with Thomas G. Waits last night. Here it is. Oh, I got a couple pictures with him. Huh. Okay. So I was with this guy. I went to his new film last night. He's a friend of mine. This guy is Thomas G. Waits.
No way.
Do you know who that is?
I believe so.
He's in The Thing. He's Windows, and he was in The Warriors.
That's one of my all-time favorite 70s movies.
Yeah, he gets thrown in front of the train on 14th Street.
Yeah. Isn't he Fox?
Yes. Very good. Very good, Devin. Yeah. I was with, this photo was taken a couple hours ago, bro.
Oh my God, dude, that's amazing.
Yeah. And he was in The Thing, right? John, because that's the John Carpenter tie-in, right? I mean,
I also have the John Carpenter's The Thing soundtrack here as well.
Well, that's that. I love the music in that film. Love it.
That film all around is just amazing.
Just like the doom doom, like doom
it's
doom.
Suspense building.
Yeah, I love that film, man. That's on my top 10 sci-fi films of all time. Like The Thing is on there.
Another tie-in. Kurt Russell movie as a dramatic role.
What do you in that film? You mean he has? Yeah, of course. Right. So John Carpenter. Okay, you want to go deep? Name the third film that Kurt Russell starred in with director John Carpenter.
Oh man, it escapes me at the moment.
Big Trouble in Little China.
I never saw Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah, it's a weird one, man. It's a weird one. It's
I know
really
it's
freaky
weird,
and
which
weird.
is why I'm surprised I've never seen it because I love weird movies.
Yeah, it's weird. John Carpenter directed. You know, for all the great stuff John Carpenter has done, he's done like a couple real sort of like weird ones. You know, like hold on, let's look up John Carpenter a second. Like, and go through his sort of his what he's done. Here we go. So, all right. Well, in just okay. So basically, Assault on Precinct 13, which was great. That was like his first one. Then Halloween, then The Fog, then Escape from New York, then The Thing, Christine about the car, then Starman, which was a huge film, then Big Trouble in Little China, then Prince of Darkness, which I'm looking at the poster. It did well.
I want to say I've seen Prince of Darkness, but it was like
it did
super
well.
late at night.
It did well. Donald Pleasance, a couple others. I have never seen that one. But it did well. It wasn't a flop. And then They Live, right? They Live. Yeah. Then Memoirs of an Invisible Man, In the Mouth of Madness, Village of the Damned.
Ooh, that was another good one.
And then Escape from L.A. And then So there's a couple little weird ones in there. In the Mouth of Madness, like, huh?
I never saw In the Mouth of Madness.
Yeah, so I guess what I'm getting at is for all the great ones, there's like a couple of real little weird ones, which I haven't even seen them all, So
there are some of those weird ones out there, but some of those weird ones are gems.
Oh yeah,
they can be real gems.
Well, it's like George Romeo, right?
Yeah.
He directed. Of course, Night of the Living Dead, which was just an incredible, low budget, bizarre film shot for nothing. But then after that, it's like what did he didn't get it going. He directed Night of the Living Dead in 1968. And then he really didn't do anything until 10 years later. He did Dawn of the Dead, then Night Riders, then Creep Show.
That's right. He did do Creep Show. I forgot about that.
That was good. That was a good film.
I loved Creep Show. I love Creep Show 1 and 2.
I wonder what his biggest film was.
It wouldn't be Day of the Dead because Day of the Dead...
Well, here you go. Creep Show cost $8 million and made $21 million. So that's not bad.
I can see that. I could see it being Creep Show.
No. Day of the Dead cost $4 million and made $34 million.
Really? Day of the Dead was the biggest.
Seems that way.
I mean, it was good, but
I didn't know there was a Creep Show 2. I didn't know there was a Creep Show 2.
Yeah, there's Creep Show 2. And
there was a remake of Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah, in the 90s.
Oof.
It's actually not a bad remake, but always go original.
Do you like zombie films?
I do like zombie films.
What's the zombie film that was really good? They were in the mall and trapped in the mall, and the director went on to direct the 300 and all that.
Was it the remake of Dawn of the Dead?
I think it was. Hold on. Zack Snyder directed it. Right.
Yep.
Dawn of the Dead, 2004. Zack Snyder. Budget $26 million, made $102 million. Yeah, the one with Ving Rhames was in it. Yeah. I like Zack Snyder, man. He does good shit, man.
He does really good work.
Well, that was his first film.
I think his interpretation of Dawn of the Dead was very good, and the characters they added were very good.
You know what his next film after that was?
Which one?
300.
And we all know how well that did.
Yeah, it cost $65 million and made $456 million. Holy shit. Yeah, that was a big success. And what did he do after that? Oh, you know what he directed? The Watchmen.
I love that movie. My
I
wife
love
hates
that
it.
film. I love that film.
I love it to death.
And then, he did the Superman shit and the Batman versus Superman and Wonder Woman and Justice League and Wonder Woman. And, he sort of, this one I saw. Wait, what did I see? Army of the Dead I saw.
I didn't see Army of the Dead.
It kind of sucked, man. It was
kind of, or really
it just wasn't good. And it was like, he's so great a director. And it was like, bummer. I wonder how that did. That was not very good. Army of the Dead. Oh, Jesus. The budget was 70 to 90 million and it made 1 million. What a disaster.
Ouch.
Wow. That might have ruined his career. Wow. Or maybe it wasn't supposed to be. Maybe it was a Netflix film. No, doesn't say that. Oh, distributed by Netflix. Maybe it was maybe it was Netflix. That's why it didn't really, yeah, it looks like it was Netflix got their hands on it. So
still though. Ooh.
Yeah, man. Yep. What else? Anything else? That's it?
That's all I got today.
So what happens? So you got a couple boxes of stuff. You sort through it. You sort of put price tags on it and put it out on the floor.
I put it out on the floor. I've got the regular use section, which is $5 a piece or 5 for 21. Or I've got the high profile use section, which all those are going in, and those are priced individually. And that's not on the website because I just feel putting used records on the website is kind of a pain. But people can feel free to make me an offer.
Do you do business do you do business on the internet, like shipping records out and shit, or is that a bit of a drag?
I do business on the internet. All the new records are out on the website.
Oh yeah,
people
of course.
Can buy them.
Of
people
course,
can
right.
Buy them for pickup. I've actually got 2 pickup orders waiting behind me.
Of course.
But
when you come to New York, we have to go down and to Generation Records, and I have to introduce you because like you, they're good friends and very supportive of the show.
I'm one of my goals if I make it to New York, not if, when.
Yeah, when.
I want to go to Generation Records and I want to try out the food at the Organic Grill.
That's right.
I need to try that.
And it just so happens they're down the block from each other, so it makes things a lot easier. All right. Well, hey, that was great. It's been about a half hour. I'm gonna let's wrap it up, and I want to put this up right now. So thanks for coming on a sec. Let me play the intro and or the outro. Hang out. I'll be right back. Okay, stay here. Thanks, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to the show. Please support the show. Said it a billion times. I'll probably say it another billion times. There it is, Patreon address. Please support those that support you. Until then, do good things, and good things will come to you.